Welcome back into our coverage of the 2024 total solar eclipse. And as you can see from our live cameras across the ArkLaTex, across the world there with NASA, CNN, and ABC, things have begun. Look at the skies over the ArkLaTex. We just stepped outside. You can see that eclipse starting to begin and starting to hopefully soon see some areas in totality in our region. A lot going on, of course. As I mentioned, we walked outside. It was already a cool view. It
was really cool. There were some clouds in the sky, but you could still see what's going on. So let's check in with Patrick.
Yeah, I'll take a look outside for you. And again, you got to remember, we're covering this thing not just from the perspective here in the ArkLaTex. We're trying to show folks what's going on a bunch of other different places too.
Right.
I know technically speaking for us across the area, we're looking at, I might be having some audio things. I think maybe my battery went dead.
Okay, well, all right, so we're having some mic issues with Patrick.
Keep talking, I'm gonna get
all right, we're going to let that get figured out. Thankfully, we have a lot of things to look at in regards to the solar eclipse, so let's get you a live look right now. This looks awesome, as you can see. Kind of a crescent moon now. I believe this is in Mexico we're seeing now, courtesy of NASA. So different parts of the country, obviously, of the world, I should say, are going to be at different stages of the eclipse as we move on. We walked outside, you could just barely see the moon peeking across right now.
Exactly, and this view is just kind of a preview of what most of the ArkLaTex is going to get to see. Some of it are going to get to see actual totality, while others are just going to get a partial view like this. And of course, we've got team coverage of this. Let's go to Rick right now. He's over in Atlanta, Texas.
So, Adam, I'm going to start with you, I think, on this one. Okay. Now let me get people looking at the sun. All right, we are up, okay, and I was just telling people to look at the sun. Now I wasn't kidding. What I meant, Dr. Adam Cox, is look at the sun only, not with these. Do not only have these. Right. Although they're okay for just regular viewing, but my goodness alive, it's imperative that today, when you're looking at the sun, you use those specific sunglasses. Stephen, show me the glasses real quick. These are from Willis-Knighton Eye Institute. This is Stephen Lewis. These are certified. This is what you look, and the only thing you can look at the sun with.
And make sure it says ISO 12312 on the inside flap. That means it's approved for eclipse viewing.
Okay, and you guys have given away maybe 10,000 glasses through KTBS and other businesses in town. All right, Adam Cox. What I love about Adam is you actually have a patient who did it the wrong way.
That's right.
In 2017, when this happened before, somehow he made the crazy mistake. And again, it's honest. People don't quite understand sometimes how serious it can be. What happened?
Well, he stared at the sun when it was a partial eclipse, and that's probably where the misunderstanding comes. Okay. If you have totality, then you can look briefly, but it has to be 100%. If it's not, there's too much energy from the sun going into your eye, and it will cause permanent damage. Okay. And, you know, in our area, sometimes people will say, well, what about a welding hood? You know, what about these really, really dark sunglasses? What about several pairs of sunglasses? None of those are enough. Okay. You will still have damage because the sun is so bright.
Okay. Now, here's what I want to do, right here. In fact, this is Adam's mama, and she is a beautiful lady. I want you to take those sunglasses off. All right, because you do not want to watch the sun with those on. Exactly. All right, I want you to look at the sun for the very first time and tell me what you see.
Okay. Well, for right now, unfortunately, the clouds are covering.
Clouds. You see the clouds, okay, and that's the problem we're having.
A minute ago, I could see.
A minute ago, right, and it's intermittent, and I think this is happening all over our particular viewing area. But the important news is do not look at them with the old-fashioned sunglasses like these, okay? Only these specially designed. By the way, you got a great husband, a great son. You must be a good mom. Amen. Probably a great grandma, too. I don't doubt it. This is Kathy. These folks came from Vivian, and then we've got folks here from Spring Hill. Who else? This is my Spring Hill people. Where are you guys from? Atlanta. All right, right here in Atlanta. Where are you guys from? Marshall. All right, came over from Marshall. By the way, there's a reason they're here, because they are having of course you can get the glasses for free here, and then they have door prizes. So when you show up, you sign up, and these are some of the door prizes, okay? So a lot of cool stuff. So that's one of the reasons folks are coming here. If you want to look at the sun, obviously wear the glasses, but you have an opportunity here to win a door prize and have a once-in-a-lifetime, at least in my lifetime, experience. And that is have the experience of a total solar eclipse. Miss Caroline, coming back to you.
Hey Rick, I'm here with a bunch of kindergartners from J.S. Clark Elementary. They've been just doing their stations to learn about the eclipse, so I thought I would talk to them for a second to hear some of their favorite activities and just meet some of them. So hi guys, what was your favorite thing that you just did in this gym?
Us did.
Anything? What are you thinking?
Us did a face mask thing.
Face mask thing?
And then us did a moon thing, and then us do this, put the thing on our face, and then put the moon thing on the moon.
Yep, true. So what's in your hand right now? Did you win that in one of the stations? What is that called? Do you know what it is?
It's a moon pie.
It's a moon pie, and these kiddos been going around. Can you guys show the camera your tattoos that you got for the eclipse? Can you show the camera right there? Look at those. That's so cool. And her sister got one too. That is really exciting. Now, we do have to switch around. They're going to bring in some more grades. These are some of the little ones, the kindergartners. But I think they all had a blast. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, this is my... That's all right. You want to say something?
Uh-huh. I love that one over there because it's so cool to play dodgy.
Yep, that activity over there was create an eclipse. They had to pin the moon on the sun, and it's also an educational opportunity. They got to learn about what an eclipse is, and are you guys going to remember what this is forever?
Yeah.
Yes, I think so too. Are you excited to go see the eclipse in about an hour or so? Yes. Are you guys going to keep your glasses on, super safe? Of course, they are ready to go. They are super smart. Their teachers are awesome here at J.S. Clark Elementary. Thank you so much, kindergartners, for talking to me. I'm going to send it back to the studio to see what else is going on.
To see another moonwalk demonstration from Caroline. So we will check back in a little bit later, Caroline. Thank you for that report.
She sounds like she's having so much fun.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think everyone that's out live right now is having a lot of fun. Let's check in with Julie Parr. She's over in Texarkana.
Yes, that's right. We're having a lot of fun here in Texarkana. This is a unique location to watch this unique celestial event. I'm going to move out of the frame so you can see all of the people that have gathered here in downtown. This is the federal courthouse where people have been taking their picture standing on the state line of Texas and Arkansas, and they'll be able to have that unique experience of watching the partial eclipse turn into a total eclipse here in just about an hour, and watch that here on the state line. And you can already see people laying back and watching the moon, because you're already seeing a little bit of that partial eclipse start to happen. Again, we have several viewing spots in town, including the Four States Fair going on. They've been giving out free solar eclipse glasses as people come in today to watch it from there, as well as Spring Lake Park, and then over also in downtown Front Street Plaza. They also have a big crowd of people from all over the country and world that have been here to watch this really rare event. I guess the last time we had something similar to this was in 2017 with that partial total solar eclipse. But again, a lot of the schools are out and a lot of kids out here today to see this really amazing event. And we have people out here, as I mentioned, that will have music later and food trucks. They also have merchandise. They're selling things that say the Solarbration. They also have these solar eclipse glasses and lots of different things that you can really be able to look back on this memory of this day and this really unique experience. And so we're very excited to be here and see that total eclipse here in just about an hour. I'm going to go ahead and send it over to Madison, who's also getting to experience a very, very unique opportunity there.
Well, you know, ArkLaTex, the sun is just the absolute star of the show right now, but the moon has entered the scene as well. We are in Idabel, Oklahoma, and the partial eclipse has started. Everyone literally has their eyes to the sky. You can see that I've got my WKI Institute solar eclipse glasses on as well, because I just can't stop staring at it. It looks like a giant Pac-Man. A giant Pac-Man just going waka, 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 and eating that moon as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, I'm no mathematician, unlike Rick, but it looks about to be like a I want to say like a 35-degree angle at the moment, the nice looking crescent. It's absolutely incredible. So if you have the chance, come down to Gladys Hill Memorial Park in Idabel or anywhere around the ArkLaTex, get outside and go see this. Get your glasses on and have a great time. People have been traveling from across the country, across the world to look up at the sky just like I'm doing right now. The park behind me filled with people from California, Montana, South Dakota right next to me. Our part of the ArkLaTex in Louisiana, as far as Germany, Ireland as well. It's a worldwide celebration right here in our part of the country. It's an incredible time to be here. We're going to keep you guys updated as the sun gets eclipsed by that moon. We're gonna have about 4 minutes over that of totality here, and I cannot wait to bring it to you. The clouds are parting, the heavens are opening up, and I'm gonna send it back to the studio there with Alex and Brittany.
I think Madison's the star today. Caroline's moonwalk pretty good as well. Yeah, that was certainly a highlight.
That was great.
Patrick joining us again.
Gobbles up the moon. I mean, sun.
Yeah, that was, look, it's another educational opportunity.
Is that an educational term there, Pac-Man and waka
think
waka
it
waka
is,
waka?
you know?
He gave some little math there, not as good as Rick, but he did his best. Now, Patrick, obviously, you know, as we just mentioned, we stepped outside, we got a little view of it. You're starting to see it happen, but obviously the totality aspect not here yet.
Right, and again, remember, totality is 100%. Not all areas are going to see totality. Totality, where is it going to end up being for us here and seeing it? Well, I got a graphic here we can show you right now. We've shown you this graphic many times before, and it shows you the path of it as it moves across the state of Texas. So the partial starts way early, about an hour and 20 minutes before totality goes and takes place. Now, when we get around that 142 mark, that's when we're going to start seeing it come into parts of the ArkLaTex, the East Texas area there, just west of Longview. Longview's not in totality. Tyler, Texas is in totality there for you. And then whenever you get up towards Atlanta, Texas. Now, Atlanta, Texas is technically like 99.93% there in the totality aspect of it in the area. And so that is what we're looking at. So you might be able to see there, another doctor said about it, they're going to have that for a period of time, but please, your best bet for you to do something is for you, have your glasses on. If you see the ring around it, that means you went into totality. You can take your glasses off, but as soon as you see that light peek back out again, put those glasses back on again for you. And on the right-hand side of the screen, that is one of the live shots coming in, showing you what the eclipse is looking like. Right now, I'm not sure of that location for us. So, okay, KTBS camera there in Texarkana. So you're able to see that. That's what it looks like with a partial eclipse right now in the Texarkana area. So that's how things are going. The weather's the key factor. And I'll be honest, so far it's working out as expected for us. We're seeing some, that's a shot for you right now, but you're able to see those, some scattered clouds in the area there in northeast Texas, southern Arkansas. And we're even getting breaks in clouds as far south as south of I-20. So you're able to pick that up there and you're seeing that live for you. The latest visible satellite imagery that just came in a few moments ago. So that is the good part about all of this. So far it's working out. Now we can't answer the question, is it going to be like this exactly at 147 to about 142 to 147? We can't answer that because these clouds are going to move in and out, but hopefully you will have an opportunity though to check it out firsthand yourself when you are out there. Scattered clouds though all across the southern part of the United States, but as it's still early afternoon, we see a lot of the mixing in the atmosphere sometimes. And then in turn, we end up seeing those breaks in the clouds as well. But that's a nice little look. I haven't had a chance to go outside myself, but I'm going to go out in a few moments.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to another chance to go out there. And you mentioned the weather and the clouds. Now, with those cameras that we have up in Texarkana, we're giving you a great view, even if you're not able to go outside with the clouds.
And that's why we're here, in order to try to go and show you to do that, because I know some folks are wondering, why are you showing this? Why are you showing that? Well, here's the whole point of it, is that we know some folks can't get out, and we want you to see some different locations. Now, these are actually South Louisiana locations that you're seeing there. They're dealing with a lot of cloud cover there in the area. You got Natchitoches, Lake Charles, Opelousas, New Orleans there, and these are all part of our 3-tower cam network we periodically show you. They got a lot of cloud cover, though, in a lot of those locations. They were not anywhere near totality, but still a decent partial eclipse. So maybe if they get a chance to get a few breaks in those clouds, they'll have a chance to go and end up seeing it as well. But it's a great educational opportunity today. You first see Bailey's beads there when that's the sun rays going through, you know, the parts of the moon and the terrain there. Then you get the diamond that ends up forming there afterwards. And so if you promise somebody a diamond ring, go out there during the eclipse totality and say, here it is. It can't offer you anything bigger than this. And then it goes to that totality where we see that ring around it. And then when we end up seeing that ring around it, that is when you can take the glasses off and look at it. I'm hoping maybe for a little bit of as far as you know, some activity. Now this is actually, looks like down in Mexico, I do believe. So that's in Mexico. So Mexico area, they are getting very close to totality in some areas down there, but we actually do not see it entering the U.S. mainland area, South Texas, in totality until we get at some point in time. I'm going to look back here. I'm cheating just a little bit, guys. I'm looking back at my graphics to go and show you. Around 127, that is when totality crosses the Rio Grande into Texas at 127. So that's when all the really cool activities are really going to get underway across areas here in the southern part of the United States. And that's when we're really going to be able to get an idea of the storm, not the storm. You got to realize real fast, I got storms in the area. I got storms in the area coming up here later on today. So my brain's all over the place with it. But the eclipse is coming in totality, moving on up there into the Texarkana area. Texarkana at around 146.26 with totality going on there in that area. But look, this is a cool educational opportunity for us today to see it and hopefully have a chance to see it, guys.
And Patrick, I know earlier today we were kind of talking about the two different types of cloud cover.
Right.
Can you kind of break those down again for everyone?
So really and truly what we do with a lot of times, and again, we're looking live for you right now, Texarkana. This is a live shot for you of the partial solar eclipse underway. Totality is still coming up there roughly around 146 or so, and they'll have a little more than 2 minutes of totality there with it.
That's the Pac-Man.
Huh?
That's the Pac-Man.
Waka waka. But that's the Pac-Man. That actually looks like the sun gobbling up the moon, not the other one. Right. So really, what you got here is that you end up having here, you said the clouds. We have lower level clouds, higher level clouds, okay? Lower level clouds have been the cloud cover there that we've been watching to erode away. And that typically will happen a lot of times this time of the year with the weather pattern that we have going on. And they can play havoc with the forecast overall, but those clouds have been breaking apart a little bit. I think after this eclipse is over with, we're going to start to see a lot of these lower level clouds and all start to billowing up into cumulus clouds. They're going to tower up in the air, and that's going to lead to our thunderstorm possibilities. Then we have higher level cirrus clouds. They were around, but they're not around super thick. And that's something we've been talking about the past several days also. If we can keep those cirrus clouds, the high level ones, thin enough, we get a break in those lower level clouds, you'll have an opportunity to see it. It's all about location, location, location of where you are, and location, location, location on where the clouds ended up breaking. We still have basically about 45, 50 minutes or so until we get close to totality moving across the state of Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. There's no place in Louisiana near it, but that three-state area right up there at the tip of Caddo Parish where it meets southern Arkansas, northeast Texas area there, where they call three states, they'll be close, but they're not going to quite be there just yet. You got to jump over the state line into Texas or Arkansas to have a better chance of going and seeing it. But again, everything is still okay. When I say it like that, I say also because we're joking around about what's going to happen today. It's going to disrupt. By the way, it's going to disrupt things. It only is going to disrupt things over in Texas and those areas where everybody's crowded in and they've overdone and taken away from the infrastructure and all.
Right.
That's
so
what
like
happened.
a big event.
The eclipse itself doesn't do any of this. Doesn't do any of this at all.
Well, you briefly mentioned we got about 30 seconds left. It is going to be a busy, busy day for you guys in the weather department.
Total different story there, yeah. So yeah, make sure, by the way, too, if you're out viewing this and if you know loved ones and family that went over into Texas to view it, please tell them to check the weather, because after this is over with, we fire things up a completely different way, unfortunately, and we could be in store for a significant severe weather event starting as early as late this afternoon or tonight. But enjoy the eclipse, and we'll make sure to keep you up to date on everything else too.
Yeah, we have another hour of eclipse coverage heading your way right after this.